Did you know that the richest person in history wasn't a tech billionaire or an oil tycoon, but an African king? Journey with us back in time to the golden sands of the 14th century, where a ruler named Mansa Musa amassed a fortune so vast that even today it defies imagination. As the 10th emperor of the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa controlled half of the world's gold in his domain. His wealth has been estimated to be an equivalent of over $400 billion today. So, who is Mansa Musa and how did he become so wealthy? Records of his birth and early life are unclear, but he was known primarily by his given name Musa, derived from the Arabic equivalent of Moses in the Bible. His birth name is believed to be Musa Keita, born around 1280 AD in the heart of the Mali Empire, into a noble family. His grandfather was Abu Bakr, a prominent figure believed to be the brother of Sundiata Keita, the legendary founder of the Mali Empire. His father, Fagaleye, was a close relative to the imperial family. As a young man, Musa was educated in the ways of governance, military leadership, and Islamic studies, which were central to the Mali Empire's culture. His early years are not well documented, but it is known that Musa's rise to prominence began when he was appointed as a deputy ruler by his predecessor and brother, Abu Bakr II. This appointment was a common practice among rulers of the time, who needed to ensure the empire's stability while they embarked on expeditions or military campaigns. It was during one of these campaigns, around 1312, that Musa ascended to the throne under extraordinary circumstances. Abu Bakr II, fascinated by the Atlantic Ocean and the possibility of lands beyond, set off on an ambitious expedition with a large fleet. Abu Bakr II never returned home, so at the age of approximately 32, Musa was crowned the 10th Mansa, or king, of the Mali Empire. His coronation marked the beginning of a golden era, characterized by unprecedented wealth, cultural expansion, architectural innovation, and the rise of a powerful medieval empire. However, some modern historians suggest that Kanku Musa, as he's also known, might have embellished his predecessor's story about an ambitious voyage to justify his claim to the throne. Despite this skepticism, the story of a grand maritime expedition undertaken by Abu Bakr II at the time remains a topic of historical interest and is considered plausible by several scholars. Most of what is known about Mansa Musa comes from ancient Arabic sources written after his famous pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, such as the accounts of Egyptian historians al-Umari and Ibn Khaldun. During his stop in Cairo, Musa befriended several officials, including Ibn Amir Hajib, with whom he shared detailed stories about himself and his empire. Additionally, the 17th century manuscripts from Timbuktu, the Tariq al-Fatash, and the Tariq al-Sudan provide further insights into his reign. Musa's early reign included military campaigns to expand the empire and capture slaves from neighboring territories. Historian Michael Gomez estimates that over 6,000 people were captured annually during these campaigns. During his famous journey to Cairo in 1324, Musa boasted about conquering 24 cities and their surrounding lands. Mansa Musa's wealth was largely built on Mali's abundant natural resources, particularly gold and ivory, which other territories in the empire also had in great quantities. The Mali Empire also had control over critical trade routes across the Sahara, which facilitated the exchange of gold, salt, ivory, and other valuable commodities that boosted the empire's wealth and influence. Under Kanku Musa's rule, the empire expanded significantly. He annexed several territories, including parts of what are now Senegal, the Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Chad, and Mauritania, extending the empire's reach across West Africa. Musa's strategic control over these regions allowed him to utilize the lucrative trans-Saharan trade network, which connected West Africa to the Mediterranean and the rest of the world. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 was a significant event that showcased his immense wealth. This display of wealth had a considerable impact on the regions he passed through, especially in Cairo, where the sheer amount of gold he gave out alone caused a temporary devaluation of gold in the region. Mansa Musa's journey to Mecca was also a religious undertaking, as he was a devout Muslim. The pilgrimage served to strengthen his ties with other Islamic states and enhance Mali's reputation beyond the empire. By the turn of the 14th century, Mansa Musa was already the most affluent ruler across the Sahara, drawing attention from other powers of the Old World to the prosperous Mali Empire. He was in power for roughly 36 years, and it was said that his influence offended territories around him. The Mecca Pilgrimage, undertaken from 1324 to 1325, was an extraordinary journey that covered around 2,700 miles from Mali to Mecca. Mansa Musa's caravan was nothing short of spectacular, featuring an entourage of 60,000 men, including soldiers, courtiers, and slaves. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage is famous for the massive amounts of gold he carried with him. He had thousands of slaves, each bearing 1.8 kilograms, approximately 4 pounds, of gold bars. His heralds, adorned in silk and gold, led the way, managing horses and carrying bags filled with treasures. Moreover, 80 camels accompanied the caravan, each carrying between 23 to 136 kilograms, 50 to 300 pounds, of gold dust. He freely distributed gold to the poor he encountered along the way. He gave 20,000 ounces of gold for free to the people in Mecca, Cairo, and Medina. Legends say that his acts of charity were so grand that he was known for funding the construction of a new mosque every Friday during his journey. Upon reaching Cairo in July 1324, Kanku Musa camped with his entourage near the pyramids of Giza for 3 days. When he finally crossed the Nile and entered Cairo, the city's inhabitants marveled at his wealth and the splendor of his retinue. During his stay in Cairo, Musa met the Mamluk Sultan, al-Nasir Muhammad. Initially, their meeting was fraught with tension as the Sultan expected Musa to bow before him in a customary gesture of deference. Musa maintained that he was a sovereign ruler. When he did finally bow, he said he was doing so for God alone. This respectful compromise eventually led to a cordial relationship between the two leaders, marked by the exchange of valuable gifts. While in Cairo, Musa took up residence in the Karafa district, where he forged a friendship with the district's governor, Ibn Amir Hajib. This relationship allowed Ibn Amir Hajib to learn extensively about Mali, which he later shared with Islamic scholars and chroniclers like al-Umari, helping to enhance the understanding of Mali's wealth and influence in the Islamic world. Mansa Musa stayed in Cairo for about 3 months in 1324 before departing with the official caravan bound for Mecca. Kanku Musa Hajj pilgrimage remains one of the most famous in history due to its scale and the long-lasting economic and cultural impacts it had on the regions he visited. While in Mecca, a conflict erupted between the Malian pilgrims and a group of Turkic pilgrims at the Masjid al-Haram. The confrontation escalated to a sword fight and bloodshed. Mansa Musa, however, intervened to calm the situation, urging his men to avoid violence and de-escalate the tensions. After completing the Hajj, Mansa Musa and his entourage stayed in Mecca for a while before beginning their return journey to Mali. But the journey back from Mecca to Cairo proved challenging and was fraught with hardship as his men were already exhausted and he had given away a massive amount of his supplies. Legends say that he had to borrow gold from Egyptian lenders in Cairo, which he paid back at huge interest. By the time Musa and his caravan reached Suez, many of the Malian pilgrims had perished due to exhaustion, harsh weather conditions, or attacks from bandits. Facing these adversities, the Mamluk Sultan al-Nasir Muhammad, who had been impressed by Musa's earlier generosity, reciprocated with gifts and assistance. During his return journey to Mali, Musa encountered Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, an Andalusian poet, scholar, and architect renowned for his eloquence and expertise in jurisprudence. Mansa Musa, recognizing al-Sahili's talents, invited him to Mali, where he would later contribute significantly to the architectural and cultural landscape of the empire. Musa also invited other scholars, including Maliki jurists, to Mali to establish intellectual growth and Islamic scholarship. As Kankou Musa made his way back through the cities of Gao and Timbuktu, historical records suggest these cities came under his control. According to Ibn Khaldun, Gao was conquered by Musa's general, Sagmanja. Another account suggests that Gao had already been brought under Malian control during the reign of Mansa Sakura. Upon his return to Mali in 1325, Mansa Musa officially integrated the cities of Timbuktu and Gao into his empire. To enhance these cities, Mansa Musa commissioned the Andalusian architect and others from Cairo to construct impressive structures, including a grand palace in Timbuktu and the famous Djinguereber Mosque, which still stands today. Under Mansa Musa's reign, Timbuktu quickly emerged as a vibrant center of trade, culture, and Islamic learning. Its markets attracted merchants from across Africa and beyond, including regions like Hausaland and Egypt. He established the prestigious Sankore Madrasa, also known as the University of Sankore in Timbuktu, alongside similar institutions in Djenné and Ségou. The university was known for amassing a large library of over 1 million scrolls. The city's prosperity and intellectual reputation even reached southern Europe, prompting traders from Venice, Granada, and Genoa to seek Timbuktu as a trading partner, eager to exchange their manufactured goods for Mali's gold. Sometime between 1328 and 1335, the Mossi kingdoms from modern-day Burkina Faso invaded and temporarily captured Timbuktu. The Mossi kingdoms dominated the region of the Upper Volta River for hundreds of years. But Mansa Musa responded quickly, deploying his forces to reclaim the city. He fortified Timbuktu with defensive walls and stationed a standing army to protect against future attacks. In Niani, which was the capital of the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa constructed the Hall of Audience, a grand structure connected to the royal palace. This building featured intricate designs, vibrant arabesques, and elaborate decorations, symbolizing the sophistication and wealth of the Mali Empire during his reign. These constructions were described by scholars like Sergio Domian as foundational for urban civilization in West Africa. It is not clear when Mansa Musa died, but most scholars agree that he died in 1337 at the age of 57, despite the discrepancies in historical accounts. According to the historian Ibn Khaldun, Kankou Musa had sent an envoy to congratulate Abu al-Hasan Ali on his conquest of Tlemcen in May 1337, suggesting he was alive then. However, by the time Abu al-Hasan's envoy returned, Musa had died. Other accounts, such as those from al-Umari, suggest Musa died before 1337, intending to abdicate and spend his final days in Mecca, but he passed away before fulfilling this plan. After Mansa Musa's death, his son Magan Keita ascended to the throne. Unlike his father, Magan Keita's rule was characterized by extravagance and poor financial management. But even his misrule didn't affect the stability of the empire that Mansa Musa had built. In 1341, Magan was succeeded by Musa's brother, Suleiman Keita. Under Suleiman's leadership, the Mali Empire saw a return to more stable governance, albeit never quite matching the grandeur and influence it held during Mansa Musa's time. Mansa Musa's reign significantly shaped West African history and left a lasting legacy on global perceptions of wealth, culture, and power. It is said that the gold from Mali helped the economies of Europe tremendously at the time. Unfortunately, the Mali Empire later fell to Morocco in 1591 at the Battle of Djenné and then later to the French. If anything, the Mansa had, by his show of wealth, announced to the ancient world that there was a humongous amount of gold in Mali, hence the incessant raids on Timbuktu from the surrounding Songhai Empire, the Moroccan Empire, and the French, leading to the eventual collapse of the empire. Till today, almost all the scrolls and manuscripts that describe the exploits and glory of Mansa Musa have disappeared. It is alleged that colonizers like France shipped it all to Europe when they forcefully took over many regions in West Africa, including Mali. But here on Africana Historica, we want to tell these forgotten African stories. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting stories like this. Click the next video on the screen. We'll see you over there.